Mystery Skulls Animated is back with a brand new episode. Thank you all for the massive support on my previous videos about this series. I'm happy we could finally sit back and talk about it once again. Aside from Mystery Skulls, I talk about all different kinds of animation, cartoons, and video games on this YouTube channel. So if that interests you, please subscribe and turn on notifications. You can also consider supporting me on Patreon too, and please leave a like rating on this video if I help you learn some new information. You can check out my previous Mystery Skulls analysis videos for more background about the series storyline. Here I'll just be analyzing the events of the new Future episode. I'll make an updated, greater summary of the whole series in a different video later on. Now before we start, let me just run through the characters' names because I don't think many people are familiar with them, since they're sort of never said in the episodes. There's Vivi, Arthur, Lewis, Mystery, Shiromori, Arthur's Uncle Lance, and Mushi. The Future actually starts off with our first instance of voice acting in the entire series. I didn't even notice it until later, but you can faintly hear Arthur saying Lewis's name, just like how we saw him mouth the words in Hellbent. Lewis! We can also hear Lewis making a lot of grunting noises, so I guess that counts as voice acting too. The song Enemy begins playing. We pick up right where Hellbent left off. Lewis drops Arthur off a cliff, but Lewis immediately starts to regret his choice. His heart breaks, and he crumbles the cliff illusion away. Arthur's Uncle Lance intervenes and shoots Lewis with the shotgun he grabbed before. The gun sound effect is the same as the shot heard at the very end of Hellbent as well. Lewis's broken heart drops out of him onto the floor. Arthur is saved from falling as the truck they were in turns back to normal, and Lewis goes after Lance, who is continuing to shoot at him. It's shown that Lewis's only weak spot is where his heart would be. The Future song begins playing as we see Vivi and Shiromori continuing to fight. Right as Shiromori is about to strike a final blow, Mystery bites his own arm Eren Yeager style and distracts Shiromori with the scent of his blood. Hellbent shows that Mystery's blood is likely what gave Shiromori her powers, so his blood is truly what she's after in all this. This is also Vivi's first time seeing Mystery in his true Kitsune form. It's important to note that Mystery has 7 tails here. In previous appearances, his number of tails has been changing between 6 and 9. In common Kitsune lore, the number of tails one has is directly related to their age. But for Mystery here, it seems like the number of tails is more tied to his power or emotions or something. We don't really have a clear-cut answer, but I'd love to know what you think. Vivi notices the bat she dropped has started glowing. She suddenly sees some sort of vision of her ancestor Mushi in a frozen forest. Probably the same forest seen in previous flashbacks where Mushi was fighting Shiromori. This is possibly Mushi's spirit contacting Vivi, or Vivi just realizing the power within her bloodline. Vivi and Mushi reach towards each other, which in turn causes Vivi to magically fly her bat into her hands from a distance. Shiromori is about to bite Mystery for more blood, but Vivi fights back with her bat, which is now able to freeze whatever it touches. They begin to fight, and we go back to Lewis and Arthur in the truck. Arthur recovers and notices the dropped heart. His mechanical arm seems to be working again after being broken in Hellbent, and he reaches towards the heart and looks inside. Inside he sees the picture of Lewis and Vivi together, but it gradually changes into an image of Lewis and the entire Mystery Skulls group happily together. This is likely because Lewis has had a literal change of heart, and he realized all his friends are important to him, not just Vivi. His anger towards Arthur has gone away, and he probably realized that he wasn't intentionally killed by Arthur in the past. It makes a lot of sense to think the whole gang has been inside of Lewis's heart this whole time, because back in the Freaking Out episode, Shiromori is able to track the whole group after finding only Lewis's heart. So Lewis has probably just been masking his true feelings towards his friends. My theory when first watching this was that the heart changed because Arthur touched it. Maybe it changes to reflect what's inside the heart of whoever physically touches it perhaps. But I think the previous explanation makes more sense given Lewis's actions. Lewis takes his heart back from Arthur. At first he's embarrassed that Arthur found out the truth, but he quickly becomes surprised and emotional when he notices the image change to what's truly important to him, all his friends. We go back to Vivi's amazingly animated fight. There's a quick flash frame here of Mushi in Vivi's place, showing that she has inherited her powers, and also likely showing that history is repeating itself with this fight. Vivi gets cut, so Mystery jumps in and tosses Shiromori away. She lands in Lewis's stolen truck and destroys it, then fights back with some vine powers. Mystery, Vivi, and Lewis fight back against Shiromori, and Arthur runs away with his unconscious uncle.
I gotta get out of here!
Vivi hits a vine and freezes it with her ice powers. There's a subtle snowflake visual on this impact. Shiromori is weakened and loses her arms. Before Vivi finishes her off, Mystery interrupts. It's not clear exactly why, but we do vaguely know from Hellbent that Mystery has some sort of strong bond with both Mushi and Shiromori. He likely left Shiromori behind at some point in history to become a companion to Vivi's family instead, or something like that. We don't quite know exactly. Vivi is convinced to spare Shiromori, but unexpectedly, Shiro gets her arms back and attempts to fight some more. Once again, Vivi appears as Mushi in several rhythmic flashbacks. Vivi is stabbed and collapses. This causes a rupture in what is most likely Mystery's heart. The heart spills out a blue liquid, Mystery grows an 8th tail, his eyes and mouth change to green, and then he charges at Shiromori. Mystery bites off a portion of Shiro's chest, but Shiro easily defeats him. Vivi watches in despair, but then gathers her strength, goes Super Saiyan, and destroys Shiro's now exposed heart. I suppose this reveals that all ghosts or supernatural entities in this world have hearts that are the center of their life and powers. We've already seen that from Lewis, but pretty sure this is our first time seeing it from other characters as well. Right before Shiro is killed, you can actually see that she's crying right before Vivi hits her. So she definitely feels some regret and emotion for hurting Mystery. Again though, we don't know exactly what the relationship is though. When Shiro was killed, she turns into a tree, which is likely what she originally was before getting Mystery's blood. Her defeat causes Mystery to grow a ninth tail, his heart ruptures again releasing a white liquid, and he passes out. Vivi attempts to save him, but it doesn't work. Suddenly, Mystery's eyes glow green, his blood returns to his body, various lightning bolts of different colors fire around his body, and he transforms into a green beast with 3 eyes, one of which is bleeding. He also has 9 tails of various colors, and a new symbol on his collar tag. Also, the energy shooting out around him before seems to have similar colors to what's coming out of his heart, and what appears on his tails when he transforms. Vivi is knocked back and Lewis runs to her aid. Arthur's mechanical arm begins to go haywire in reaction to Mystery's transformation, and he runs over to join the other two. Mystery stands before them, and then the video rewinds to show Mystery's internal transformation. We see his heart, which is cracked apart and has 2 bandages, likely meaning that it has been cracked and restored before in the past. 8 different color liquids are spilling out, which shown throughout the video are likely tied to the life force of other people. Vivi's injury caused a break, and Shiromori's death caused a break, but it's unknown what the other colors are. Given that there's orange and purple liquids, it's possible those represent Arthur and Lewis. Perhaps they appeared as the friendship between the two started to fracture, or upon Lewis's death. This heart is definitely the greatest, no pun intended, mystery that we got from this video, so please let me know your own theories about it in the comments. We don't really have an exact answer at all. At last we see a green hand reach out and grab the heart. Then we hear an evil laughter before the credits roll. Obviously this must be Arthur's old arm, which got possessed and killed Lewis previously. This would also explain why Lewis's mechanical arm starts acting up, because it's likely his body is still tied to that ghost somehow. In the ghost episode, we see that Mystery bit this arm off of Arthur, which cured him from possession, but since then Arthur has been very afraid of Mystery. We see him sort of warming up to Mystery and Hellbent. The arm can be seen as its own sentient creature at the start of the Freaking Out episode, so it likely followed this group around and finally had a chance to strike and show itself once Mystery's heart became damaged. Whatever this spirit essence is, it's my guess that it can probably only possess people with conflicted feelings or, quote, damaged hearts. Like Arthur previously was really jealous of Lewis and Vivi, so that weakness could have been what caused him to get possessed in the first place back in the Ghost episode. Let me know what you think, because this green spirit and Mystery's heart are definitely the biggest questions we have left. Of course, we get a very funny post-credit scene where we hear Mystery screeching, as well as Vivi and Arthur's voices. I would assume since they're introducing voice acting in this episode, we'll hear even more from these characters in the next episode. And I believe the next episode is meant to be the final one of this story arc at least. Someone on the production team said that a while ago, so maybe things have changed since then. As a final note, at the end of this video, the song When I'm With You plays a little bit when the episode is rewinding. This song is also from the Forever album, which is where all the other main songs in the series have been from, so perhaps that'll be the song used in the 5th episode. We'll have to wait and see. Time to wait another 2 years. I know that seems like a lot, but really making something of this quality with this amount of polish takes that much time. There's not as many people involved on this series as there are on some other web shows, so the fact that it has the quality that it does and it has a relatively small team is really amazing. So there we go. This analysis ended up being way longer and more detailed than I expected. But I hope I could help clarify the story for you. I really love the animation in this episode. The team once again did an amazing job, and I can't wait to see what's next in what I think will be the finale. Please let me know your thoughts and theories about this episode in the comments. And stay tuned for more Mystery Skulls and animation videos from my channel. Please leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon to know when I post new videos. Thanks for watching, and super special thanks to my Patreon supporters. Support me on Patreon and you'll be able to submit video topics, see exclusive behind the scenes content, and help me keep this channel going. Also follow me on Twitter and TikTok for special updates.